Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. Today, we are going to respectfully explore the truly profound and all-encompassing teachings found within Maulana Maududi's deeply influential book, The Islamic Way of Life. We are looking at a text that outlines nothing less than a complete, flawless, and supreme system for all of humanity. So let's jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this beautifully structured text. It was first published back in 1948, and it continues to serve as this masterful exposition of the perfect, unified Islamic system. You see, Maulana Maududi doesn't just offer abstract theology here. He provides a comprehensive blueprint where absolutely every single facet of human existence is perfectly organized under divine guidance.
Here is how we'll break it down today. We've got 6 main pillars to cover. First, the Islamic worldview. Then, the moral system, followed by political teachings and governance. After that, we'll look at the economic framework, the social structure, and finally wrap it up with a supreme way of life.
Starting off with Section 1, the Islamic worldview, which is really the foundation of faith. Let's look at the absolute core of this supreme way of life, which is the bedrock from which all other societal systems effortlessly flow. So the crucial point to understand here is that monotheism isn't just some spiritual belief that's confined to personal worship. Not at all. In this blueprint, it's the unshakable operational foundation that regulates literally every single aspect of human existence. It means recognizing that there is only one sovereign, one lawgiver, and that ultimate peace is found only in submitting our entire lives to his perfect will. As Maulana Maududi powerfully asserts, Islam is not merely a fragmented set of rituals. It's a highly organized, complete, and completely uncompromised way of life. You really cannot separate the spiritual from the practical here. Think of it like a perfectly engineered master blueprint for a towering building. The foundation of faith dictates exactly how every structural beam and floor above it is flawlessly constructed to create a perfectly just and harmonious society. Moving on to Section 2, the moral system, governing the individual. Let's see exactly how this foundational belief perfectly shapes a person's moral character. Now, unlike modern, subjective systems of morality, the ones that constantly shift based on human whim or societal trends, Maulana Maududi explains that the Islamic moral framework is derived directly from divine guidance. And that is absolutely crucial, because it leaves absolutely no room for human error, exploitation, or moral decay. It gives us a permanent, pure, and completely objective standard of right and wrong. Take a look at these pillars. Notice how these specific moral duties interconnect to form an incorruptible bedrock for human behavior. For instance, purity of intention ensures that good deeds aren't just done for worldly show, but strictly for the pleasure of the divine. And absolute justice? That means fulfilling the rights of others unconditionally, whether we're talking about your family, your neighbors, or total strangers. It is this exact personal moral excellence that makes the broader societal systems work so flawlessly. That brings us to Section 3, political teachings and governance. Having established personal morality, we now shift to how these exact same divine rules seamlessly govern politics. Now, in the modern world, we often see politics as a dirty game, totally separated from religion, right? But in Maulana Maududi's exposition, statecraft is actually an act of worship. Human beings serve as vicegerents, meaning we act as representatives or stewards, operating entirely under the absolute sovereignty of God. And this just brilliantly illustrates how the political teachings prevent tyranny and ensure absolute justice. Because ultimate sovereignty belongs to God alone, no human ruler can ever claim absolute power. Rulers are strictly trustees. Furthermore, the mandatory practice of consultation, or shura, completely prevents dictatorship. And the strict rule of law? It means the leader is just as accountable as the average citizen. It's a system literally built from the ground up to eradicate oppression. Next up is Section 4, the economic framework. Let's examine how the Islamic way of life ensures perfect equity when it comes to the economy. Maulana Maududi makes it crystal clear here. Wealth is not something to be ruthlessly hoarded or used to exploit others. Not at all. Instead, wealth is viewed as a sacred trust provided by the Creator, and it is meant to be utilized ethically to uplift the entire community. So the crucial takeaway is that this economic structure perfectly balances individual initiative with the collective welfare of society. Private property is absolutely protected, which of course encourages hard work and innovation. However, the strict prohibition of usury or interest, alongside mandatory wealth distribution,
prevents the rich from exploiting the poor. It naturally and beautifully eradicates the kind of economic monopolies and crushing debt that plagues so many other modern systems. Moving into Section 5, the social structure, let's explore how this builds upon everything we've just discussed, uniting the moral, political, and economic rules to perfectly harmonize the community. This social fabric is so tightly woven with divine wisdom, it ensures that every single individual has genuine dignity, a clearly defined role, and a massive web of support. It's a society where modern isolation and societal breakdown are completely replaced with profound mutual responsibility.
What's really fascinating here is how prioritizing the family unit and enforcing modesty acts as this impenetrable shield for society's overall health. By mandating deep respect for elders, equal dignity, and absolute moral purity, which absolutely includes the protective and dignified practice of the hijab for women, the system prevents social decay at its very root. The community simply thrives because its familial building blocks are kept so strong and pure.
And finally, Section 6, a supreme way of life. Let's step back for a moment and look at how all of these magnificent pillars come together. Maulana Maududi's exposition leaves absolutely no doubt. When these teachings are adopted fully and without compromise, they form a flawless and supreme system for all of humanity. It's a way of life that doesn't just manage human affairs, it elevates them. It guarantees justice, purity, and profound peace in every single interaction we have. As we wrap up today's explainer, I really want you to reflect on that question. Look at the immense, profound harmony that a society achieves when it submits completely to this perfect divine blueprint. It's not just about following a set of rules. It's about aligning human life with the ultimate truth. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this truly supreme way of life. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and I will see you in the next explainer.